you looking for a podcast about the world's worst ceiling fan?
Well, then you must be thinking of another podcast.
Ew! Kelsey? Kelsey?
Robert?
Are you here, Kelsey? Do you exist?
I'm here. What?
Oh my god, are you here?
I'm alive.
Oh my god. Good
I'm
evening,
real.
Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
How are you?
You scared me.
I was not gonna go get those yearbooks. Because it was raining, and I didn't really think about it till I was editing the show.
Oh,
and
man.
I was like, you know what? Plus, I was afraid the box was not gonna be just, like, right there in the storage unit. That I was gonna have to, like, hunt for it.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go. Like, the rain kind of died down. So I go to the storage unit, open it up. It's literally the box sitting on the edge of the door.
Oh, my God.
And I was
so
like,
lucky.
This made this easy.
So thankful you went and got it, because I was literally, like, just thinking about it the whole time.
I was like, I don't think I can not get it before the next show, though.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big mystery.
It was, and I thank you for solving it.
Yes. I will admit, I was getting scared because I was going through the second grade, and you weren't there.
Oh, my God.
Until the last page.
Ugh.
I was like, oh my god, she's really not here.
I really would have cried. Like, I don't know what I would have done. But I appreciate you posting all of our photos. You got all of us from second grade up through fifth.
So, now that you know that you exist, are you going to confront your mom and be like, why are you so quiet? I know I'm there.
Why are you so worried about second grade? What happened to me?
Like, did something happen?
I don't know.
Maybe she just feels bad because that's the one report card that she actually threw away. She's like, I just don't want to make it worse.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, I look pretty normal in second grade, right? I don't remember that shirt.
I mean, I thought so.
Other than that, I think I look fine.
I just don't do shit with my hair. Like,
it's like the same haircut,
I'm
but like your
looking at
bangs
it.
just grew longer.
Well, like, so this, like, second grade one of me, I was like, all right, that looks like little, like, you know, little kid hair. And then, like, third grade me, it's like, wow, that's pretty nerdy. Fourth grade me, mwah, perfect. Looks so good, right? I'm like, yeah, look at that bomb hair. And then fifth grade, I'm like, ew. Why did I give up on life?
Man.
You know?
It's a nice progression.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I had different hair in each one of these, didn't I?
Yeah,
I had,
you
like,
did.
bangs, no bangs, short hair, long hair.
Did you choose your hair?
Yeah, always.
Okay.
I remember, I think in either kindergarten or first grade, my mom always has had a pixie cut, so I wanted to cut like hers, and I was like, cut all my hair off.
Yeah.
And the barber was like, you're not going to like it. You're going to look like a boy, which is problematic in and of its own right, but I was a girl in the 90s. What can you expect?
Yeah.
But, yeah, she cut it, and I liked it a lot. And then, like, I got mistaken for a boy several times, and I was like, I don't want a haircut like this ever again.
Yeah.
And now I'm 31, and I don't care about gender, so.
Exactly. But there are some listeners of the show who have pictures of you, too. There's pictures of other patron members, and then one listener that I found in there as well.
Oh.
And I shared them with you.
Yeah, you did. They're very cute.
I did. I was like, look at these little chillins. Oh my god.
So if you knew Robert in elementary school and you want a photo of yourself, text him.
But that's funny because I didn't know any of you because everyone that I'm friends with was a grade below me.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Because that was the age I actually was.
Yeah, like, why are you in the grade ahead of me? Is it because of when your birthday falls?
Yeah, because I turned 5, and then the next day they were like, get your ass to school. You're 5 now. Like, I hit it at the perfect wrong time.
I think it's birthdays prior to August will start in that year. And then if you're after August, then you don't start.
Yeah. So, you know, there's all the lucky kids that didn't get to start. And I'm like, I'm so young. I'm like just not 5.
Yeah, 'cause you're only 6 months older than me, but you're a whole grade ahead.
I've been 5 for like 3 months. And not even, like 3 weeks, really.
Yeah.
I've been 5 for 3 weeks. I gotta go to fucking school.
I don't know how to spell school.
Oh, my God. But it was fun combing through it all. I saw some people that I knew in high school that I was like, they were in my fucking class in, like, 2nd grade? What the fuck?
It's so weird how
Didn't
that
even
works out. Like,
realize that.
I never knew you the whole time through... I mean, you went to my middle school too, right?
You went to Griffin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we never knew each other. Like, we never crossed paths until high school.
Well, so I had my friends that were in my grade. It was really when I got to high school that I just, like, pretty much exclusively hung out with people the grade below me.
Yeah, because of newspaper class.
Pretty much, because I was like, oh, these people actually understand me.
We get you.
Yeah, because in middle school, I had, like, my little clique that I ran around with. And then I had a couple other friend groups, but they were also, again, like, related to, like, an activity, you know?
Yeah. I guess in middle school, like, you don't really have classes with people outside of your grade.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I guess that's why in high school, like, you know, the paths start to open up a little bit when you get extracurriculars and
that's
stuff.
actually true. You're right. Because even in band, because I was in band for 1 year in middle school, you know, I was in, like, starter
What'd you
band. So
play?
it's just all the trumpet.
I also played the trumpet.
Yeah.
Were we in band together?
No, because you were in elementary school still, and I quit the first year, so
Okay.
so I was never in it again.
That would have been fucking wild if we were, like, both playing the trumpet and didn't know each other.
No.
Right next to each other, blowing horns.
Do you know why I played the trumpet?
Because it's the coolest one. I don't know.
Because Lou Bega was big, man.
Oh my god, are you for real?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's Mambo number 5 this year. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they came to our 5th grade class, and they brought out, like, all the little reeds and the, you know, stuff to try.
Yeah, like, blow into this, see how it sounds. Like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna tell,
And then,
like...
yeah, for real, you can't do that today. Hey, blow into this and see if you like it. But, like, they showed me all of them, and I just went, which one's the trumpet? And he was like, this one. I was like, I want that one. And they were like, okay.
Alright.
There were only, like, 3 of us playing trumpet anyway, so I don't think it was a very popular instrument.
Yeah, I think we had, like, 5 trumpets. I don't know how many trumpets you're supposed to have.
Enough.
Just enough. I'm surprised you didn't go for saxophone, be the Lisa.
Dude, well, so, actually, my brother played saxophone.
Awesome.
I remember him practicing that all the time, and I don't remember when he quit. But growing up, like, now... So, actually, for TikTok, one of my algorithms is saxophone TikTok.
What the fuck?
And it pisses me off, because I'm like, fuck, I should have played the saxophone. Saxophone is great.
Saxophone is awesome. Like,
It's the
saxophone players
best
can get it.
instrument. I don't know.
It's such a good instrument. It sounds so sexy all the time.
I'm going to send you a whole bunch of TikToks. So, like, I follow this one guy. He calls himself the master of the stank face.
Okay.
Because, like, when you're playing the saxophone, sometimes to hit those, like, hardcore notes, you gotta, like, really get into it, you know?
Okay.
And his videos are him always, like, warming up. And he's like, you ever, like, warmed up your saxophone, and then you go, oh, wait, that sounds a bit like this. And then at one point, he did, like, Down with the Sickness on saxophone.
Oh my god, amazing.
And it's the best. He does, like, heavy metal on saxophone, pop songs on saxophone, and they always sound great.
I love that. You gotta post some of that in the secret Discord.
Yeah, I will find some, because that dude is amazing.
Shall we crack this thing open?
Yes, please. This is my 2nd one already, but...
Oh, getting
Ready?
wild tonight. I can't get my finger under it.
Oh, come on.
Christ. Ugh. Got it.
Oh, man, that was so in unison. They're never in unison no more. We always do, like, a crack-crack. We never do our crack-can.
Release the crack can. My god.
By the
So-
way, quick update on that.
Okay.
I was reading about the game. Now I've played it, so I'm going to read about it.
Regarding Life is Strange, yes. Because
Yes.
in real time, we've just played this.
Yes. Even when it came out, it says that one of the biggest criticisms the game drew was its vocabulary usage.
Okay, good. Because I literally didn't remember it being so bad, but man, I was just, wowzers. I was literally, my skin was crawling every single time they said hella, or just they're so, the amount of cringe dialogue in there.
I think you really like rose-colored glasses, that game.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
Because one of the other big complaints was the voice is not moving with the words half the time.
Oh, yeah.
So that was actually in it. It wasn't a bug we encountered. That was the game.
Yeah, the mouths just stopped working halfway through a cutscene or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a solid game in the eyes of the world. I really want to know what's up with the remaster.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
I think the remaster comes with that Chloe prologue one.
Okay.
Which, by the way, do you know what the prologue is now? Because I went ahead and read about it.
I haven't read about it.
Not read what it was, because I'm going to play it.
Yes.
It's the story of Chloe and Rachel becoming friends.
Okay.
So it's all of why Chloe is so about Rachel.
Cool. That's what I hoped it would be.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I want to know what her deal was. Plus, I want to see some Rachel because she seemed like such a nice person from what everybody loved about her.
I know.
I was like, I want to see this character. So I am going to be playing that at some point.
Okay, cool.
But I think that is part of the remaster. And that's the thing, though. When you look up the remaster, it says includes both games, but it doesn't tell you what both games are.
It must be the prologue prologue?
Prologue. The prelude.
The prelude.
Yeah.
The pre-ramble. Yeah, it wouldn't be Life is Strange 2 because it has nothing to do with Max and Chloe.
Okay. So I am curious to see what that looks like because it could definitely use that coat of paint. Big
yes. Time. Oh, yeah. The stiff necklaces, the stiff hair, the bag that never moves.
I think just tightening up those controls a bit would just make it that much easier to get around and play.
Yeah.
It would just make it... It would make it feel better. Because the game did feel wonky,
It's a little bit clunky.
Yeah.
I think seeing it played, the story a second time through, I'm still in love with the story. And I really enjoy the game overall.
Yeah.
But, watching somebody else play it, I can see the flaws now.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, games have jank, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That doesn't take away from it. The only major complaint I had with that game, you want to know what it was?
Tell me.
Looking for those fucking bottles.
Oh, everybody hates the bottle part. When I did it,
it took stupid.
It took me 30 minutes. I couldn't find the bottles.
It's a weirdly padded out segment,
Yeah. It doesn't fit in with the rest of the game because there's no other fetch quest in the game. There's not got to go find all the nuts for the squirrel or something like that. It's just that's the only section where they have something in that mechanic.
That to me was the biggest drag in the entirety of the 5 episodes.
Yeah,
hands down that. But so yeah, I just wanted to tell you. Apparently, it always sounded that way.
Okay.
I think you were just really taken with Chloe.
Yeah, I think so. It's that blue hair.
Yeah.
Blue-haired girls always get me. I've been playing a game recently.
What you been playing?
I've actually finished 2 games.
Okay.
These games are called Famicom Detective Club. Have you heard of these?
No.
So, do you know what the Famicom is?
It's the Nintendo.
Is it?
Yes.
Because I'm unclear on what the Famicom is. I know that it's super, super old.
So, yeah. So the Famicom is what the Nintendo is called in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Because the
cool.
Super Nintendo is the Super Famicom over there.
I see. All right. So I've been playing...
Does that make that game better for you now?
It just makes me kind of understand more about it, I guess. Because, I mean, So Famicom Detective Club, they recently remastered. There's 2 games from it. One of them is what are the name of these games? Famicom Detective Club. It's a 2-case collection. The first one is called The Missing Heir, and then the second game, which chronologically comes before the first game, is called The Girl Who Stands Behind.
Okay.
And it is like a kind of like a Phoenix Wright-ish mystery game.
Okay.
It's like you explore areas and you talk to people. It plays very similar to Phoenix Wright, except you're not a lawyer. You're just a detective. So it's your job to like go around, interrogate suspects, find clues, solve mysteries. And The Girl Who Stands Behind is like sort of horror-y because it's got like a really creepy ghost story that you're like trying to prove whether or not the ghost is actually a real murdered girl or if it's just like a legend of this school.
That's cool.
It's very cool. I really enjoyed these games.
Very cool.
That's very cool. They just published them on the Switch, and it wasn't that expensive. I think it was probably just the standard like $60 for 2 games. So
okay.
If you're into detective games, I highly recommend these. My only complaint with them is that, like, speaking of games with jank, it's really clunky in the way that they make you go around and interrogate people because they'll give you, like, a whole list of items that you can interrogate with. Like, I want to ask about suspect A, suspect B. I want to ask about this piece of evidence, this place, this time. And you can ask every single person in the game all of those questions, but they don't always have a response for you. So there's a lot of just like, why would I know about that? Why would I know about that? The same dialogue over and over and over.
Yeah.
And then there's also like, they list the items just in order on the screen, and the order never changes, and it doesn't tell you whether or not you've asked something before. So it doesn't like grade out or give you any indication like we've had this conversation. Yeah. And sometimes you'll ask them about like item 3 on the list, and it's items like 1 through 10. So you ask 1 through 10, and then you're like, how do I get more information? But they don't tell you that you have to go back and then ask again about item 2. So like, it's just a lot of like back and forth.
Is it kind of like Life is Strange? Like, all right, I've asked you all these 10, but now I gathered something else about number 2. So if I ask you about 2 again, now I get more.
It's kind of like that, but sometimes there's just like more to the dialogue tree. Like you'll ask them something and they'll be like, I know nothing about that. And then you ask them again directly after and they're like, well, actually, I do know about that. I was lying.
All right, you pressed me.
Yeah, basically. They're fun. They're clunky. You can tell that they're old. The actual, like the graphics are updated for today. So they look really like cool. It's, just anime style games. And the cutscenes are really beautiful. And they have like full motion characters and everything. So if you're into games like this, I recommend these.
Okay.
Oh, and they have a feature where they have really cool music in these games, and they have a feature where you can go into the menu and switch it over to what it sounded like on the Famicom.
Nice.
And it's just amazing. Like we spent half the game just like flipping back and forth and being like, oh, this sounds great. Oh wait, this sounds better.
Yeah, it's dangerous to do that in remasters because you always want to go back and forth between the stuff.
Yes. And the second one, The Girl Who Stands Behind, they also made it on the Super Famicom, so they have all 3 soundtracks on there. And I'm just like,
God.
Yes! It was so good.
Oh, I'd be living on the Super Nintendo sounds the whole time.
Yeah. They were great.
16-bit music is the best music.
It's really good stuff.
I love that shit. This will be our third topic about alternate timeline shit where the things that come after really take place before.
Oh?
You ready?
Okay.
I started watching Fast and the Furious, like I said.
Okay.
Do you know how confusing these movies are?
I didn't.
Like, in just how they exist as movies?
I thought they were just, like, chronological, are they not?
So 1, 2, and 3 are kind of like their own trilogy.
Okay.
And then 4, 5, and 6 take place in between them.
Oh.
Because there's a character that dies in the third one that is in 4, 5, and 6. So they go, oh. Well, this takes place before that, then.
Okay, imagine being that actor and, like, they kill you off in episode 3, and then, like, we have you in contract for 3 more, though.
No, I think they just really liked the guy.
Okay.
And the director, like, had directed him in some other movies. He's like, I'm putting him back in it. And so they just worked it into the plot somehow.
Okay.
Which, makes total sense that Vin Diesel looks considerably older in these prequel movies than the earlier one,
Yeah.
Like, sure, why not?
Does Vin Diesel really age, though? Like, as far as I know his one face, just bald man.
Well, but, like, in the earlier movies, he looks like a boy. Because he's
really?
so young. And then
Yeah,
he looks like a man in some of the later ones.
Stacked in this screenshot. I don't know what this is from, but I don't remember him being this muscly.
Dude, he's always been super stacked.
Like, I know he has big arms, but in this one he's got, like, a huge chest.
Yeah, he's a big man.
All right.
Let me see if I can find you that baby face one. Because
show me baby face.
I found this picture of him from part 1, and I was like, holy shit, that is a baby man.
Yeah, show me Vin unleaded.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Boom. Take a look at this picture. This is the cast of part 1. Look at him.
He does look like a little baby.
He's like a young man,
Oh my goodness. And that woman too. What's her name? Michelle Rodriguez?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this was like one of her first movies too.
Yeah. What was the show she was in? She was like real big in a show, right?
See, I know her from Resident Evil.
I think she was in Lost.
Was she in Lost?
Yes, she was.
No. Was she?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Lost.
I watched the first season, and then I got extremely confused in the second season. I was watching it with my dad, and he was. I remember one day he looked at me and he was like, "Are you following any of this?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "All right, I think we're kind of probably done with this one."
Yeah.
She sure was in Lost. She was in it for I think the whole time.
No, she was main cast for season 2.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Man.
Then she guest starred in a couple shows in season 5 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I know her from Resident Evil, and she was in that, so okay. First movie. Here's a quick rundown, right? You said you wanted some feedback.
Yeah.
First movie. That movie has zero plot.
Okay.
It has the tiniest bit of plot. And you're just watching for, these races that happen. And then you're like, but what does this have to do with anything that's going on? And then there's a drive-by that kills one of, the main people in the movie.
Oh,
and
shit.
we never come back to it. We never find out what happens. And then it ended. Nothing happened in that movie, but stuff happened. You know what I mean?
Like Ad Astra?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You're like, why were we doing this? But okay. So the first one was okay. Then the second one, to me, felt like a Bad Boys. You know what I mean? Because it's
like a shoot 'em up?
It's kind of it's more of a race 'em up.
Race 'em up, all right.
But they are, trying to take down some drug lord, right?
Okay.
So it's all right, we gotta, get in his good graces, and we have to, find out his stash, and we gotta do all this stuff,
Yeah.
And it was good. I like that one, too. Then there was the third one, which I hated. And
so was the third one Tokyo Drift?
Yes, and that's most of everybody's favorite one.
That's the one, everybody talks about.
Because it's so different from the rest. And here's why I hate it. You ready?
Okay.
It's a high school drama movie.
Oh, man.
With, Yakuza sprinkled in there.
Oh, hell yeah. I like that.
But still, it's I moved here because I'm an army brat, and my mom doesn't want me anymore because I keep fucking up in school, so I live here with my dad, but now I'm kind of fucked up with the Yakuza, so you know how I'm going to solve the problem? I'm going to race one of them.
Hell yeah.
And then it ended.
Okay.
And I was like, what is the point of these movies? There was no cohesive theme between 1, 2, and 3.
All right.
Right? So I was like, all right, 4 is where I think we're going to settle back out. Because Vin Diesel cameoed right there at the end of 3. And I was like, all right. Because Vin Diesel's not in 2 or 3.
Really?
No.
I thought he was in all of the movies.
Okay. You got Vin Diesel and Paul Walker in part 1.
Yeah.
Only Paul Walker in part 2. Neither are in part 3 until the cameo right at the end, right? And then it's Paul Walker, Vin Diesel fest the rest of the time.
Okay. So I'm looking at Are you looking currently at a list of all these movies?
No, because I've seen it so much, I have it very much in my mind.
Okay, I'm just curious if you can, like, tell me the titles of all the movies, because
Yes,
the numbering...
I can.
Can you? Oh my god, okay, go in order.
Because I download them. Ready?
Ready.
It goes The Fast and the Furious.
Uh-huh.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Correct.
I can't even say that one. It's so funny. Too Fast, Too Furious. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Right.
Then Fast and Furious, no the.
Okay.
Right? That's the sole distinction.
Yes.
There's no the. So Fast and Furious. Then you get Fast 5. So it's Fast 5. That's the one that I just watched today. I'm 5 deep right now.
My god.
Then I think it's just Fast and Furious 6.
Yep.
And then... Is it just like Fast 7?
Ah, Furious 7.
The Furious 7. Then you get the Fate of the Furious, because
Yep.
They kind of said 8 in there.
Oh!
And then the Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Okay, so I fucked up one of them. Furious 7.
But do you know the last ones? Because there's 2 more on this list that I'm looking at.
Well, they haven't come out yet.
Oh, okay.
But F9 is the new one.
Yeah.
And I don't know about past then. Because that movie comes out next month.
F9 does?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it looks like Fast and Furious 10 is penned for 2022.
And officially that will be the final one in the franchise.
They haven't finished filming it because of, the state
The
of
world.
things.
But Fast 10, I would just call it Fast 10. I feel like that's good.
Why? Like, who named these?
I don't know.
Who was in charge of just all of this?
Well,
God, they have so many on the horizon, too, because they've got an untitled female-led film coming out, and then also an untitled Hobbs and Shaw sequel.
Yeah, so the 10th one is the end of the main franchise, but the spin-offs are going to keep going.
Okay, wow.
But, like, the Vin Diesel stuff is going to be done.
So they're just going to cut her off.
Yeah.
They've also got short films, apparently. The turbocharged prelude for Too Fast, Too Furious, and
Did
Los
you know
Bandoleros.
that Gal Gadot is in these movies?
What?
She's like a staple in the 3 movies that I'm watching right now.
What the
She's
fuck?
like a main character.
Oh my god.
And at one point, I was like, Wonder Woman, I can see your booblies.
Oh my god, stop.
I was like, you're supposed to be something for all the little girls.
I mean,
But this was before she was Wonder Woman,
women can aspire to have big boobs too.
Well, yeah. Well, no, like she was like trying to seduce Vin Diesel, so she's wearing like a white tank top. You can basically just see everything underneath,
Okay.
And for real, like I covered up Jinx and Bulbasaur's eyes, and I go, Wonder Woman! Please! They're children!
God.
So I watched the 4th one. Still pretty boring. That one was kind of like the second one, but now Vin Diesel's helping him take down a drug lord.
Okay.
And it's like the same, it's kind of like a cop drama movie again. Like, all right, we gotta like catch this bad guy, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, even that one, I'm kind of bored still. Like, I didn't care. Then we get to the 5th one. Are you ready?
Ready?
That is when it becomes the heist franchise
Okay.
that it is today.
So that's where you're at now.
And the 5th one, I loved it.
Okay, so finally you're like, you got the hook. 5 movies
Very
in.
good. I don't know if it's a hook. Like, I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Okay.
But they did steal an entire vault out of a bank.
A whole vault?
Driving it down the highway with these 2 cars that it was chained to.
Jesus. Okay.
I mean, it's a heist movie. It was all about stealing this guy's all the money that he had to his name.
Wow.
Some rich dude that needed to fuck right off.
All right. Yeah, fuck the rich.
And so I was like, all right, this is the movie that Kelsey would like.
All right.
This movie had everything that I was waiting to see in one of them,
Yeah.
but it was the 5th one, and you don't feel what you need to feel unless you've seen the other 4.
Oh, man. Okay.
Because, like, there were lingering questions from part 1 that I finally got my payoffs in this 5th one. But remember, 2, 3, and 4 really don't have anything to do with that question.
Okay.
But I need to have seen the first one, and kind of know where everybody's at to get it in the fifth one. So it's like, all right, it works, but okay. But here's what I wanted to tell you about them. These movies are the biggest. I was reading about them. They are the Hollywood retcon masters.
Okay.
Every movie basically undoes something from something in the timeline.
So, like, somebody dies and they're like, actually, he lived.
Yeah, that is a huge thing they do.
Okay, he lived, and now he's half robot.
Are you reading something about this? Because
no,
that's like actually a theory that's going around for the ninth one.
What?
Kelsey, that's a legit theory.
Oh my god.
Are you writing these movies?
Maybe. Ghostwriting for the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, so there's a guy who dies in that third movie that they liked him so much that they put him in 4, 5, and 6 and made those prequels. Well, he's in the ninth one now.
Okay.
And like this trailer just dropped. So I'm reading about the drama today, and like the world is like, how, and they're freaking out. They're like, gotta see the movie.
All right, maybe it's his long lost twin.
But here's the thing, though: most movies will like come up with a solid reason for like a retcon. But apparently, what Fast and the Furious does is they just go, nah, it didn't go down that way. And then they're like, but that movie happened, and they're like, it didn't go down that way.
Okay.
We say it's different, it's just different. Roll with it.
Good enough.
The fifth one's your jam. It had The Rock in it, and his role was muscle-bound one-liner guy.
Hell yeah.
So he's standing there, and this guy comes up to him, and he goes, oh, Chief, I got some bad news for you. And then he goes, you know I like to eat dessert before the main course.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to start using that.
So then he goes, the guy who in the movie, this wasn't even like this was scripted. The guy in the movie even goes, okay. And then continues, like he was even thrown off by it. So then he starts to tell him the bad news, and he throws out some one-liner, and then he's like, but then there's more. Spoon me the veggies.
What?
And I was like, what are these phrases? You know I like my dessert before the main course. Spoon me the veggies.
I'm so, like, why are they all food-related?
I don't know. And that was the only time it happened. He didn't carry on food-related items the rest of the movie. It was just that scene.
Okay.
These movies are weird.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the appeal, that you go in to go, what am I going to see this time?
Okay.
Because there's no cohesive thread. There's nothing that ties them together.
They're just like all one-offs?
I mean, no, the story keeps going, but none of them have any kind of similar tone. The characters go from like, I'm a cop, now I'm a street racer. Oh, I'm actually in the FBI now, to, nope, I betrayed the FBI. Now I'm, like, everybody's just back and forth on everything.
Okay.
It's a weird franchise.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kind of all over the place, but, I mean, if you're enjoying
I'm living it. I am now. I have not been the
you
first
have been
4.
consumed. You are too fast, too furious.
I'm too fast, too furious. I'm so fast and so furious now.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's my update. I will finish watching them, give you an update on the next one as to what I think. Jason Statham hasn't stepped into the franchise yet.
He's into them too?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if I'm interested in these movies or if I'm just, like, incredulated by them.
Like, I think that's the deal. I don't think people really like them.
I think
they're
just like, what's going to happen?
Look at this. How did they make this happen?
It's a spectacle.
Like, why is he here now? That's amazing.
Okay.
He doesn't fit in this. You know?
Yeah.
I think it started out with, if you liked cars a lot, you watched it just to see the cool cars. Because they got some awesome cars.
Yeah.
Right? I don't really care about cars. So I'm like, yeah, but what's going on? Why do we need the cars?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Give me the meat and potatoes of the story. And there's just not one.
Spoon me the veggies.
Spoon me these veggies, okay? I think I would make you start at 5 and then go from there.
Okay.
But the fifth one was a good heist movie.
Maybe I'll just watch the fifth one on its own.
Well, I mean, I think 6, 7, and 8 are all heist movies too, so you might like from 5 forward.
Okay.
But I gotta watch those.
From 5 forward sounds like another Fast and Furious movie.
5 forward. 2, 5, 2 forward.
It's 5-wheel drive.
Oh, that's a good one. Alright, so I was talking about how I don't really use Instagram in our pre-ramble, right?
Right?
I've been trying to get like you and get on Twitter and kind of like look at what's trending lately.
Okay.
Like
That's
I'm
how you
trying
get
to be
angry.
like what's in the world? I got really happy
Okay, good.
because I was like, why the fuck is Johnny Knoxville trending?
That's an excellent question.
And no, I was not scared that he was dead.
I would be.
I was just like, what's he got going on? So he just turned 50
Holy shit.
not too long ago.
I'm surprised he made it to 50.
No shit. Even he's like, I'm still walking around. You gotta be thankful for that.
Okay.
He sounds like the most chill dude. And I need you to see these pictures of him at 50.
He has, like, white hair.
Okay, did you know he's been white the entirety of Jackass?
What?
He has been dyeing his hair all these years.
Oh my god.
His dad went gray at like 19 years old.
Man, like, why dye that? I think it looks so good.
Well, he thinks that now. But he didn't when he was, the young hotshot guy.
Yeah.
But I need you to see some of these pictures because I'm like, man, I wish I could look this good at 50.
He just looks like a handsome old man.
I just really like Johnny, though. Like, he has always been one of my favorite people. I've always been just enamored with him as a person.
Yeah.
I think he's such an interesting person, He has such a weird fashion sense. He always wears these, like, really brightly colored slacks.
Did they,
with,
put him
nice
in
shirts.
these for the photo shoot, or is this just his personal style?
That's, like, his style.
Okay.
I mean, they are things that they did provide for him, because they did say in credits for the pictures, like, this jacket's $800 from this company, and blah, blah, blah.
Jesus. Yeah.
But most of them would say shirt owned by Knoxville or something.
Okay.
But, like, he's always in these, like, brightly colored slacks and pants, and then Chuck Taylor's.
Love that.
But
That's a
so
look.
this is the one that I saw first when he was trending, and I was like, what's going on? So Twitter was like, this was an interesting read. So I read the entire GQ article they did with him.
Okay.
And it was interesting to say the least. But I just thought there was a part of it that I thought was somewhat inspirational. Just like a nice little tidbit.
All right.
Did you know he didn't go into Jackass to really start being hurt the way that he was till he was 29?
I did not.
Can you imagine at 29 years old going, I think I'm going to make my living getting hurt like this?
That shocks me. I thought he was like a teenager.
No, he was pretty much in his 30s when he began the empire that is him now.
God.
And I mean, here we are trying to make this podcast work. We're at 30, It seems like that's the age,
I guess.
Me too. I always thought he was in, like, his 20s, like, early 20s. When
Yeah.
you're just, like, so stupid. But he was like, no, I have to feed my family. He had a kid at the time.
God, can you imagine just going
And would
into
do
work
this stuff.
every day at this age and just being paid to fucking break your penis? Like,
right now, I mean, there's things that I would do that they do, but I don't know about some of them.
some of this stuff, he snorted wasabi the one time. I just don't. I
So-
can't imagine living that life in your 30s.
Do you know how it got started?
No.
He was actually writing for a magazine, and he thought writing for the magazine was the best gig that he had. He was like, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm feeding my family, and he was like getting bolder with his voice, and then he was like, hey, and he just kind of took an idea, and he goes, we should do an article on the, like, efficacy of tasers and like pepper spray and like things that like keep people away and just like let people know like how much it really works, right?
Okay.
And his editor is the guy who like show ran the show Jackass. Goes, you should film yourself while you do it too, though.
Oh my god.
And then MTV kind of got wind of it and then hired them to make a show.
All right.
But he actually tried out a bulletproof vest and shot himself in the chest with a pistol.
Oh my god.
To test it out. That's this man. Okay? He just does shit.
My god.
So I'm reading the article, and Steve-O had even said it really hurt him how much he puts into this stuff. He's like, when we watch you do it, we're scared to death. Because he's like, he does everything no matter what.
That's like...
Where the rest of us would always say no.
That's literally just the dynamic of the Jackass guys, though. Like, they're each just trying to... I feel like they're each trying to one-up each other, you know? Like, oh, you're going to snort wasabi? I'm going to get shot in the chest. You're going to taser your balls? I'm going to fucking dive off a cliff or whatever. Like,
so
that's just where their show existed in that space.
Yeah. Did you know that show did not last long at all?
I mean, can you imagine if it had lasted much longer? They probably all would have died.
But they've made 3 movies since then. Now 4 movies since then.
My God.
So the article kind of starts with, when you think about Jackass, it's kind of like this cult. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows the guys, right?
Yeah.
It was a blip in the history of time, though. It was not around long.
How long did it air?
Like a season.
That's it?
Like, not long. They filmed like 24 shows, and that was it.
Wow. But then, like, all the spin-off stuff, like Bam Margera had his own show, right?
Yeah, and then they moved on with stuff, but then they made the movies.
Yeah.
And they just finished the 4th one, and that's what led to this whole article with him. And the last one they did, he always does something with a bull for some reason.
Oh my God.
He's always in there with a bull.
Didn't he get gored by a bull?
No, but he came close once.
Okay.
But they're older, and he got knocked out for a straight minute from this bull for like the final scene of the thing. And he had told his wife the one injury he can't afford to get again is a concussion, and he got a concussion for the last sketch of the movie.
Oh my God.
And he was like, you gotta get the footage. I just do it. Because Steve-O like cries when he gets in there with a bull because he's always scared that he's gonna die.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, we watch you after and we love you for it. And he's like, but I hate watching you when you really do it.
Yeah, I
he's like,
can't
but you
imagine.
are the inspiration.
If you're
why we're here.
If you did shit like this, I could not stand behind you and let you.
You wouldn't watch me do some of this stuff?
No.
I would try some of the stuff like getting tased or getting like the beanbag pellets shot out that like keep people away from embassies and stuff. I think I'd do some of those, but like some of the super dangerous ones.
No.
I don't know, man.
No.
They did this whole thing on him. I love Johnny Knoxville. Happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday. And I cannot wait to see that movie. I'm so excited. It is the last one, so they say.
I mean, it's probably got to be. They're all so old.
I can't imagine if they made another one. I can't imagine. It's been 11 years since part 3.
That's too long.
Yeah, and now you're gonna get hurt all over again?
Is there any plot to the Jackass movie? There's just like guys doing stunts.
Oh no, it's just guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, nothing happens. You just watch shit happen.
All right.
You want to go with me to the 4th one?
No, I don't.
Fine.
I'll throw up in the theater.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna laugh so hard and embarrass myself. I just read this today, and I wanted to tell you that it's never too late to start your wild-ass dreams, I guess.
Yeah. So, moving on to a different topic entirely. You told me a couple weeks ago that Walmart was doing, like, a special on records or something.
Yeah, I just had a notification pop up on my phone, and it was, like, within days of you telling me you guys were getting into vinyls.
Yeah.
So I was like, the gods that be, send this to Kelsey.
Yeah, it was like Vinyl Mania week or something, and I was just like paging through. They didn't have a whole lot of good stuff in there. It was mostly like modern artists. There was a lot of Justin Bieber, which I did not realize that so many things are on vinyl nowadays. Like
everybody that puts out stuff today pretty much puts it on a vinyl as well.
It's interesting
like all
to me.
Modern records. Well, see, I say records and just like the albums, but now we have to mean vinyls again for that because they actually come out on vinyls again.
Yeah. So, I was browsing like the Vinyl Mania or whatever, and they had this really cool David Bowie set where it came with the album The Rise and the Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Okay.
And it came with I pretty much bought it the second I saw it because I was like, oh, David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust stuff. And it was, cheap enough. It was like $50 for all of what I got. So it came with the album. It came with a record player mat. So like, the thing you put underneath the records to make it go.
Yeah.
It's like got a David Bowie lightning bolt on it. And it came with a tote bag, which when it came in is not great material. It's like really chintzy parachute material, but it looks nice. It came with art print. It came with this cool wooden stand that says "Now Playing" on it, so like you can hold your record sleeve in it next to your record player.
Oh, that's really neat.
I like it a lot. It's like, hell yeah, now it's professional. So that came in yesterday, and I was just really surprised. Like, so growing up and like finding out about David Bowie, like the reason I got into him is because of Labyrinth. I watched that movie on repeat as a kid, and I didn't know that he was a singer outside that movie until my parents were like, he has like songs that are not albums. This movie. Yeah. And they bought me like his best of albums for Christmas and stuff. So I pretty much grew up like with his best of tracks and things like that. I didn't have like actual CDs from David Bowie, so I just know like songs. I don't really know what CDs they come from.
You didn't know like the albums, you just knew the singles.
Right, yeah. So I bought this album not knowing the track listing, and it came in, and it's got like a bunch of my favorite songs on it. I was like shocked. So it has 5 years, which I've talked about a couple times on the show before.
This is the Ziggy Stardust one, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to pull that one up real quick.
Okay.
Because I pretty much know him from Guitar Hero, because they always had songs from there. But all of them were from this one.
Yeah.
Like, this seems to be like the one.
It really is. So it's got 5 years. It's got Moon Age Daydream, which is one of my favorites. It also has Starman, which I fucking love. Like, those are my top 3 songs.
Starman,
so good.
I love that song.
And then the B-side also has Ziggy Stardust, of course, and then Rock and Roll Suicide and Suffragette City. Yeah. So I was like really impressed with
That's a loaded album.
It really is. And it came out so early in his career. Like, this is 1972.
Okay.
And he got started in 1969. So, like, this is one of his first,
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised with, like, the amount of hits he packed into this. So, I've had that on.
I don't know how, like, into that kind of stuff you are, but, they, like, remaster albums sometimes. Like, it'll be like, this is the 1990 remaster of Ziggy Stardust or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I've read, and this is one that I've heard of, that they like remastered one of his older albums, and everyone hates it.
Oh, really?
Like, they hate the remaster. They apparently ruined some of the mixes somehow.
Oh, no.
So I was gonna ask if you happen to know if your record is like a record of the 1990 version, or if it's like an original version.
So, in looking at the Wikipedia here, it's got a track listing for like the original and then the 1990 reissue and the 2002 reissue.
Okay.
And mine follows the original, so I'm guessing it's just all those tracks.
Okay.
But yeah, I know what you mean. There's like sometimes you'll hear a song and it's like, is this like the radio cut? What's wrong with this one?
Yeah. I'm finding out a lot about music these days. I think you're like me. We have like a couple artists that we just like know.
Yeah.
And they may not be in the middle of all the different musical controversies that are going on out there,
Yeah.
But, apparently there's this whole thing about remasters of old classic rock albums and stuff, and there's some of them that I think sound fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it sounds cleaner, it sounds greater. And some people hate that. They like that. I think it's what you said when you put in the record you got first, that it felt like it was just very intimate and you were there with him.
Yeah, because it was a live
didn't
recording.
have that cleanness, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's what people don't like about some of these remasters. Like, well, now it sounds too manufactured.
Yeah, or like you'll listen to a song and you know that version of it. So when you hear a different version, even if it's technically, maybe it's better because they've fine-tuned some shit, it just sounds worse to your ear. You're like, this is not how I grew up knowing it.
Yeah.
I was listening to the radio, and my dad has been like a huge fan of Queen his entire life. And so I, by proxy, have been a huge fan of Queen my entire life.
Okay.
And that was another like best hits album that we had just on repeat all the time. But we were listening to the radio, and this remaster of what the hell is the name of that song? Somebody to Love. That one came on, and I was like, why does this sound so weird, so different? And it was just, it's jarring to the ear. Like, we had to turn it off. We're like, this isn't the Queen that I know.
You know, there was a David Bowie vinyl set at Barnes & Noble that I looked at for you for like 5 years.
Oh.
But you didn't do vinyls, you know? And I was like, I mean, she'd probably like it, but what's she going to do with it?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, fuck, she could have it now and love it probably. Because it was basically like his entire career in one pack.
But it's got to be like expensive as hell.
I mean, it was like 250. It might have been like $500 at the time.
Fuck.
But
probably
still,
even more
though,
now.
Well, I'm looking at one right now. It's going for $2,000.
Jesus Christ.
And it's only the first 5 years of his career.
Oh my God.
So I can't imagine what the one that, because I probably wouldn't even recognize it now if I saw it, you know?
Yeah.
I just know it had so much crap in it. I think we need to do like a show where we deep dive into some of the people that like grew up, like grew us up, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You doing David Bowie, because I'd like to know what you think about like his like acting career and stuff when he did like Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
Or the Man That Fell to Earth or something, right?
Right.
You know, I've never seen that.
I haven't either.
You've never seen it?
No, I've always like wanted to. So this is going to sound silly and weird, but like, because he is gone, you know, David Bowie passed away 5 years ago now. I'm always like, I always look forward to having new stuff from him.
Yeah.
So I'm hesitant to expose myself to new things from him, because at some point I'm going to run out of media that I have consumed that is David Bowie, you know?
But then you'll be like, look at all that he was able to give.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. It's a weird way of mourning.
I mean, I still have barely watched Robin Williams movies since he died. So
Yeah.
I'm totally with you there. Because there's tons of his movies that I've never seen.
Yeah.
And I want to watch them. But I just see his sweet, stupid face, and then I feel bad, you know?
I feel exactly
I just
the
love
same
him
way.
so much.
Yeah.
But we should watch that movie. See, I've always heard about it just from this is a classic movie thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just supposed to be that great a movie, but for you, it's like, it's David Bowie stepping into something new, you know?
Right.
Because I think that was like his first movie, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Then you get Labyrinth and The Prestige and all that good stuff.
The Prestige. Oh, I fucking love that movie.
Which, you know, when I saw that, he meant nothing to me. I had no idea who that was. You know?
Yeah.
But we should do like a deep dive into some of the people that we just loved growing up. I think that would be a cool one.
The people in the media that made us.
I would love to hear, like, in depth what he meant to you.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting to hear. And you better cry.
Oh, I will.
You're like, oh, I will fucking cry.
So to bring the mood to a different place. Okay. We've talked recently about, I don't know if we ever mentioned it on the show, but we talked about it on the secret Discord about the Powerpuff Girls having a new live action TV show.
Okay, see, I think I missed this conversation. one
Okay.
day.
So, I mean, we've talked before about how, like, reboots, we have weird conflicting opinions on them. Like, we like them, we don't like them. We think they're necessary, we don't think they're necessary. They are doing a live-action Powerpuff Girl reboot, and it's on the CW. So
that should be a red flag right there.
that's an indicator of what the things that are to come. So, like, today on Twitter, a script leaked for the Powerpuff Girls pilot. Yes. And there was some confusion because it was like, okay, this is so desperately bad that it can't be real. Yeah. Because it came from a media source that apparently is, like, not the best, I guess. It's called Reset Era. Yeah.
Oh, that's like a legit place.
Okay. Yeah, people were confused because they were like, well, it came from Reset Era or whatever, so it's not necessarily true. But, so...
I mean, they are a bit gossipy.
Okay. They're one of the hot sheets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I don't even know where to begin with this stuff. So it's just, like, full of really dated pop culture references. It's packed with, like, sex energy. I don't know where this show is trying to go, where it's coming from. Like, let me just give you an example of some of the dialogue. So, okay. This is Bubbles talking to Buttercup, and Bubbles says, Blossom's fine. I saw her on her Insta that she has a boyfriend. I saw on her LinkedIn that she got promoted. And I saw on Facebook that she still talks to Grandpa despite their political differences. And Buttercup responds, coming back here is probably, quote-unquote, triggering for her. Bubbles says, why? Because she's the one who killed Mojo? I mean, MoveOn.org.
MoveOn.org.
Talk about cringy dialogue. So... it seems
Has it
like...
ever been a dialogue?
No. MoveOn.org. They also reference, like, Harambe, which is, like, the most dated of references. I mean, Harambe jokes have been old for... when did Harambe die? 2013?
I was going to say 2016.
Oh, God, it's so long ago. But, I mean... so people were tweeting, like, the Powerpuff Girls script is absolutely fake. Somebody just made it up to get the show dragged.
Yeah.
2016. It's giving off... okay. Rip Harambe. But it's giving off, like, these vibes that are just trying to be just desperately edgy, you know? Like, it really wants to be cool. And, I mean, there's the whole market for, like, the gritty reboot, you know? But...
that doesn't sound gritty, though.
It sounds... like a weird, bad, horny reboot because there's so much sex dialogue. Like, holy shit, so much. There's a scene where, like, somebody knocks on Buttercup's door because they hear banging on the other side, and Bubbles walks in, and, like, Buttercup's like, oh, we just finished having a lot of sex in here. We're all done. And
okay,
also
so I did see that page, and it was like, we're looks at friend finished, right? And she goes, after the 6th time, you bet we are.
Yeah, so it's implied that she's been having, like, a 6 orgasm lesbian sex parade in there or whatever, which, fine, have an LGBTQ character. That's cool. But I have issues when media takes, like, the one character who's not coded specifically to be loved by men. Like, Buttercup, you know, she's the angry one, the tough one. She's the girl that gets shit done. She's like the boss bitch of them, I guess. And they decided that we're going to take all of that masculine energy that she's bringing and just make her a lesbian, which is a trope that happens so often in media and bothers me. It's hard to put a finger on why. I guess I just don't like the hard gender lines. Like, she wasn't made specifically for men to love. Like, Bubbles is soft and pretty and kind of silly and stupid sometimes, and Blossom is smart and very forward and has that long red hair, and you know, Buttercup is just like, she's the bitch, let's make her a lesbian.
Yeah, she's just like the tomboy of the group.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason that means lesbian.
Yeah, and I'm not saying butch lesbians aren't valid. It's just a whole complicated...
But that is the trope. If you are masculine in any way, that's an automatic lesbian card.
Exactly. Which, when Overwatch was like they were teasing out we're gonna have a gay character reveal. Everyone was like, "Oh man, Zarya's finally gonna get a girlfriend," but like Zarya doesn't have to love women just because she's a buff lady who enjoys lifting.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole other tangent.
Really, I would make Blossom the lesbian, you know? She just seems like the most open-minded, you know what I mean?
I guess if you're going to have to make one of the Powerpuff Girls obsessed with lesbian sex, then...
Well, you don't have to make it obsessed with the sex part, but like... But like you said, why does it have to be that one?
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that she's tougher.
Yeah.
She's tough, so that means you like girls.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone was hoping, like, maybe this is just, like, somebody doing a fake leak and it's not actually happening. And then the tweet got taken down due to copyright, like, infringements. So...
that was the show.
So that was the show. That was what they were going to do. And since that has happened, the CW has been interviewed, and they're like, yeah, we're reworking it. It was a little bit too, quote-unquote, campy. Yes, campy? You think that's campy? Oh, boy, have I got words for you on what campy means.
Oh, my God.
I wish I had saved some of these screen caps because, my God, they were so bad. And they all talked about their dad's dick, and it was just not good. Yeah, they were talking about like how they think the professor is in bed, and I'm like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, who's ever like, I wonder if dad's doing good in bed.
It's so, like my skin's crawling.
Yeah, I only saw like 3 of the screen grabs, and that was not one of them.
Yeah. It's all bad. It's just all bad.
I mean, my thing is, what is this show?
Yeah, what are they going for?
If it's like a reboot, like, okay, we're gonna kind of separate it from the cartoon show, then sure, it can be different like that, but like, the kids show is a pretty smart show.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna turn them into just like phone obsessed, sex obsessed, like MoveOn.org, you know? Like you're just turning them, like you're dumbing down the idea of the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get you exactly.
Like we had something that was like up here, and now you're going to go, well, they're older, so instead of evolving it to be better than that, we're going to reduce the quality.
We're going to make them dumb and slutty.
But I think that's kind of the CW's shtick with
pretty much
female characters, though.
Yeah, they only know how to write one character, or I guess 2 if you make one of them a lesbian.
I mean, I haven't watched many CW shows, but from what I know, they're all basically just like teenage high school drama.
That's,
you know?
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting from this.
And I don't know. Like, at what point, like, when the demographic for that should be people that are in high school, right? Because they would,
I guess
they would like get it. They're like, oh yeah, I go through these problems, right?
Sure.
Like, is that meant for us to watch? Like, when would we step out of like a high school drama needing to see that in media kind of thing? You know?
Yeah, I'm wondering like who they're writing this for, because
I didn't want to see it when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I was there. It's fine. I don't need to watch movies about it.
It just doesn't seem like... So, like, the crowd that they would want to grab with this, I would think, is millennials, because we're the ones who grew up with the Powerpuff Girls, right?
Yeah, I think you would want to capitalize on the huge fan base that already exists.
Yeah, they're not... Are they trying to grab a new, younger fan base with this weird reboot?
I guess so.
I don't think it's going to work. I hope they... Like, I really, really hope that they take this horrible criticism that they've received to light and just be like, yeah, actually, turns out it was bad.
All I can say is, it worked for Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's true.
They got ripped apart, and they went, fine, we'll fix it. And you know what? They fixed it. Because I love that movie.
I do, too.
So,
I can't wait for number 2. When's the second one out?
They're filming it now, so...
Yes.
Probably within next year or so.
Sonic 2. Yeah, it's scheduled for 2022. No... Yeah. Well, it's got a release date of April, so...
I will go, but just know, Tails is not my favorite.
Tails is my favorite.
I will root for him to be left behind and to drown all the time.
Terrible.
He's just jumping when I'm jumping. He's always in my business. I'm like, I'm playing this game. Go away. I don't need you here. Be gone.
I'm looking
Apparently
at the
Knuckles
casting.
is going to be in part 2.
Yeah, I was just looking at Knuckles' face. I guess they did him about the same as they did Sonic, but I just don't like the way he looks.
Yeah.
He looks too furry. Like, he looks furrier than Sonic.
I like him.
I like Tails.
I mean, Tails looks like Tails.
Yes.
Tails looked like he stepped right out of the game. Everyone else has like, oh, there's like a good picture, kind of. Oh,
I always
those are
forget
like
that Tails is a boy.
different things. Yes,
Tails is a
boy.
girl in my head.
No. You know Tails' name, right?
Miles per hour?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that for the longest time.
I love that so much.
Knuckles is just 2 on the nose.
What's Knuckles?
He's an echidna. So it's
That's just his
basically
name, right?
the
Knuckles the Echidna?
Yeah, just like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why
well,
did
this
they
is
give
Knuckles
Tails...
the Echidna.
Why did they give Tails, like, a whole name?
I don't know. Because I guess they were like, he's better than Sonic. Maybe he'll take over the franchise. And they're like, oh, he's a wuss. Forget him.
You could just be like, Tails the Fox. Tails the Flying Fox. Nope. Miles Tails per hour.
Oh my god, so good. So, I hope they fix it. Just, CW, do better.
Do better. You can do better.
Like, just do better.
On the wavelength of doing better, this episode comes out 5/31. So if you're listening to this in real time, tomorrow is the first day of Pride Month. And I want to wish, both of us probably want to wish everybody a happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Total celebration fest in here.
Absolutely. We support and love all of our LGBTQIA plus everybody on the train. We adore you. We're proud of you. Be yourself.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw it out here, too, because I saw it on TikTok, and I feel like that is good information to get out there.
Okay.
I saw a TikTok yesterday about maps. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, that's something psychedelics, right?
No.
No?
No. No.
There's a psychedelics thing.
This is way worse.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. So, if you're reading somebody's profile and they say map in it, and they don't really explain it,
Uh-huh.
usually that is them trying to... That's the way pedophiles are trying to get into the LGBTQ window. So
No!
it stands for minor attracted person.
Fucking gross.
Yeah, so if you ever see that, don't be fooled by what it is. It's them trying to base... That's their thing. They even have their own, like, pride flags.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, they're trying to say that they are part of the LGBTQ community.
That is insidious to claim. I mean, it's a crime. It's okay. I don't know. That's fucking gross. That's terrible.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you the flag, and we'll post it. So if you ever see this flag, that's a bad flag.
Okay.
Do not like it. This is the pedophile pride flag.
Man, that's like a pretty flag too. So it's like blue on top that fades into yellow, and then white in the center, and then the bottom is pink that fades up.
Yeah.
Man,
just because you brought it up, I heard that yesterday, and the girl was like, "Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's good to be aware of what is out there." You know?
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
So if you see it, know that that's what they're trying to do with this, and hate them for it.
Okay, so if we post this flag, we got to make sure people know that we are not pedophiles.
I'm probably not going to post this flag.
Okay. The maps that I am thinking of is maps.org. It's Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. They're researching...
Well, I like that.
Yeah, they're researching the effects of psychological drugs on people. So, like, have you heard of the thing where, like, they give you mushrooms and, like, cures your depression?
No.
It's a thing, but you can't...
Okay.
It's not like a thing you do alone at home because, like, they give you a dose of mushrooms that is, like, going to put you through fucking hell and heaven and back.
Okay.
So they put you, like, in a bed and cover you up and do a blindfold and headphones and monitor you the entire time. It's a very, like, medical... It's, like, MDMA-assisted therapy, basically.
Yeah.
It's very cool shit, and I've been researching it.
Oh,
They're
okay.
doing good work.
Well, interesting.
Yeah, maps.org if you want to check that out.
There you go. The good maps.
The good maps. Oh, man. One final note that I wanted for people. So, today, May 25th, the day that we're recording this, is the anniversary of George Floyd's death. And
yes, I've seen it all over Twitter and stuff today.
yeah, I've been thinking about it, because just like we've seen so much over the last year, it hasn't stopped. It's just been a constant train of just
oh yeah,
just things happening over and over and over. So I found one tweet that really summed it up for me, and I just wanted to read this out. It is from Twitter user Dr. Brian Leva, and he says, "The pursuit of justice for George Floyd doesn't stop because Derek Chauvin was convicted. Racism is a system, not an event. Justice is a process, not an outcome. Let May 25th be a yearly reminder of our commitment to racial justice. Black Lives Matter."
Nice.
I think that is the most succinct way to say everything that we've been through in the past fucking year and prior. I liked that a lot. I thought it was very simple, and it's a good, easy message to spread.
It doesn't even feel like a year ago. It feels like years ago.
It
Multiple
simultaneously
years.
feels like it was 8 years ago and also yesterday.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think. I was like, when did I go to a Black Lives rally? I thought it was earlier in the year, but I guess it was later in the year.
it's pretty much like a year ago, right?
I think so. I guess it was around June when I went to one. Yeah.
Yeah, because time flies when you're in a horrible pandemic.
Yeah.
When you're just in a terrible place.
Yeah. I hate this house.
Yeah. But so happy
Well,
Pride, Black Lives Matter. Let's
Yeah.
continue to work together and move forward as a society, please.
I'd just like to say, thoughts and prayers out to his family. I know that today's a big day for them. I mean, it's a big day for everybody, but especially for his daughter,
Yeah, and it's so important to remember that he's not a martyr. He was murdered.
Yeah, he was a victim.
Yeah.
A martyr takes themselves out for a cause.
Yeah.
They willingly choose to do that to become a symbol. I don't think he chose that. What
Yeah,
happened.
his life and everyone around him was deeply affected and ruined at some points,
Yeah.
So,
Too bad we already cracked one, but to George Floyd.
yeah, to George Floyd.
Well, you want to start a new dangerous career path in life?
Sure.
Okay. Hey guys, please tell your friends about us. Help us grow this audience. Don't forget to subscribe to us on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. If you are part of the LGBTQ community, make sure that you go show this out and say, hey, here's some more allies. Let's go support these people. They support us. We release weekly every Monday. Never missed it. I actually was thinking about that today.
I was too.
That is tenacious.
There's some days when you're just like, do I want to record a podcast? Yeah, I want to record a podcast.
No matter what has happened, no matter if we're not even around, there's still a show on Monday. And if you like that, if you love that you can always count on us, please take a second to go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. That would help us out so much and help us reach so many more people and let everybody know about that YMBToAP guarantee.
You know what is a great way to let everybody know that you're a fan of YMBToAP?
Huh?
If you wear a YMBToAP shirt on your
Merch!
body.
Bwah, 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 bwah.
We have launched a merch store, which we announced on Twitter, and we announced it on Instagram, and we also announced it on Twitch, and then we just forgot to do it on the episode. So, if you haven't seen it yet, it's a wonderful little store. It's got 8 different items that you can choose from. There are all sorts of little goodies in there.
I know that you were quite partial to the hoodie.
Yes, I love my zip-up hoodie so much. It's so comfy. I wear it, not kidding, every day. It's so comfy. We have a zip-up hoodie. We have a pullover hoodie. We got shirts, long sleeves, tanks. We have a bunch of stuff. We even have a mug if you want to drink a little beverage with us.
Yep,
So,
I have my coffee in there all the time.
yeah. It's nice stuff. We bought some of our own stuff to test it before we decided to unleash it on you guys so we can vouch for it.
Yeah, could you imagine if you're like, hey, just go buy this stuff, and it's just the worst stuff?
It's like horrible,
I would feel so bad.
Canvas-ass cotton, and you get it and it just falls apart. Yeah, no, it's not like that. It's not like that, I promise. It's good stuff.
Man, everything fits really good.
It does. I'm always like scared of buying stuff on the internet because I'm like, what if it doesn't fit? But it's all sized correctly.
Yeah, the t-shirt that I bought is like the perfect way that I love a t-shirt to fit.
Yes.
I was like, yes, this is great.
It's
like,
wonderful.
The sleeves aren't too short, like cut into your armpits, you know?
Yes.
Everything's good, man. I love my t-shirt. It's great.
Yeah. So if you have been thinking about ways you can support YMBToAP, that is a huge one. We would appreciate it so much. So go check it out. It's linked in our show notes. It's linked in our Twitter profile and our Instagram profile. The YMBToAP Apparel store. That's a mouthful to say.
Yeah.
So you can find us and friend us out there on all the social medias at YMBToAP, of course, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And we're also, of course, on the Patreon. Thank you so much to our patrons for keeping the lights on here at YMBToAP. We got the $2 tier. We got the $5 tier. I think we probably told you guys enough what's in those tiers.
Yeah, we have.
If you're unfamiliar, there's mini episodes. There's a secret Discord. There's YouTube. Go check out at patreon.com/YMBToAP if you want to learn more. You can also email us at ymbtoap@gmail.com. We want that listener mail. Did you guys tune into our Twitch stream? Did you like the 2-day event that we did? Would you like to see more of those, more longer games? Do you want us to do the shorty games? Do you want us to do a not gaming stream? You want us to do a chatting stream? Do you want a hot tub stream?
I mean, I can get my feet out, I guess.
That's the new Twitch meta, apparently, is hot tub streams. So,
oh my god, I see so much of that on there now. Like when I log in, it's just like, because it usually shows like what the highest viewed ones are at that moment,
and it's always
it's like,
hot tubs.
It's like it's like a five page, well, not a 5-page, but like a 5-stream spread, right? So
yeah.
It's like, here's like the top 5, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's an Overwatch and then 4 hot tubs. Every time. And our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Please check him out on YouTube. Go listen to his great music. Love what that guy does. He is so good at coming up with the most interesting ways to mix various topics and themes together. I don't know how he comes up with that stuff. He truly has a mad mind.
He pulls stuff out of a hat and just like mixes it all together.
And goes, I'm going to make that work. And he does. Every time. And as always, thanks for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Are we fast and furious enough?
I don't think I'm furious enough.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's as far as I know.
Okay. See, I can go that far, like, in French, though.
French is fucking stupid. Once you get to, like, past 20, isn't it just, like, 20 and 1 and 20 and 2?
Kind of.
Then when you get to 40, it's, like, 20 plus 20, and also 1 is there.
Yeah. See, it's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think I just went into half Spanish, too. See, I can't speak 2 languages at once.